hard ones, mate. Makes my life hard, that's all.
No, easier now. Help us level the playing field. Sign the parliamentary petition today to fuel the growth and fund the game.
Standing up for the game?
Oh, maybe.
Testing 1, 2. How do we sound?
Test, test, test. Testing 1, 2. Test, test, test.
Are you on Melbourne City Avondale there? Hi guys. We just did a music festival. Really? We need a board, yeah? Website? Yeah. So you have my phone? Yeah. I did it. Yeah, I know, right? Stand back. Hey, airport. Yeah, yeah. This is the artificial. It's a big tight, eh? Yeah, we got jackets. JK! You want to get JK or Toots?
Juanjo,
JK!
Juanjo, en mi campera está mi accreditation. En mi campera, adentro.
One more month of football remains in the Senol NPL Victoria Men's Competition for Season 26, and how things are getting all conducive in the mid part of the table. Live from Casey Fields today is a compelling match between Melbourne City's NPL side and Avondale FC, with only 5 points separating these two sides, who are 4 positions in differentiation from each other on the ladder. Josh Byrne, with a month of football remaining, things are getting all exciting across the competition.
Yeah, certainly. And the race for finals is certainly on, with some results potentially going both of these teams' way yesterday. It's everyone's to play for at the moment, and with some significant outs for Melbourne City is a game changer as well, and potentially a significant name out for Avondale. But Adam, run us through who is starting today.
Before we do delve into the starting lineups, my name is Adam Palombi. It's a pleasure to be back on a Football Victoria NPL broadcast yet again late in the season. Before we are to unpack both these sides, Mr. Byrne, I do want to point out what happened just before these players had walked out. I'm sure you might have caught it on the stream. In case you hadn't, the Avondale players were ready to rumble. They were in their position just in their runway, if you will, on their side of it at least. And, well, the sprinkler was turned on a bit prematurely.
Yeah, got a few of them scrambling and running away, which was scroll back in the live feed. The cameraman did a great job catching that one for us.
And so if that wasn't a early scene setter for La Familia, I'll be rather coping today, if you will, without the likes of Bruno Fornaroli, who was sent off last week against St Albans Dynamo. George Ott reintroduced into the starting lineup. We'll take you through how Johnny Germano has lined up today here on what is a sunny afternoon. Jack Gibson is the goalkeeper, Damish Maore and Brandon Lundy are the fullbacks, Patrick Flotman and Marcus Verkranis are the centre-back partners. Yitay Towns is the holding midfielder. Ayoka Mao and Blake Carpenter are the wide midfielders, with Saad Makaucha and Christian Krajewski in the centre of the park. The aforementioned number 9, George Ott, leads the line for the visitors today. As for Melbourne City, many outs considering they have the Australian Cup to play for later this weekend. The majority of the NPL side has made the journey up to northern New South Wales. Lachlan Charles retains his position in between the sticks. Jake Polovsky and Nicholas Vardakas are the fullbacks. Matt Baker and Don Varnas are the centre-back partners. Luca Demuth, Julian Recchia and Christian Polizudis line up in a midfield trio across the centre of the park. In attack, Nathan Johannes, Dimitri Vlanes and Tobias Servant are the 3 up front. The match official for today. The usual trio that's been instated here. And Drew is not being our friend at the moment, so we'll just have a short...
In the middle is Adam Bavkar. He's regular around the NPL scene. Well capable of controlling some of the A-League ones that he does week in, week out. And the likes of Tuore is well familiar with them. And as you mentioned, and the significant outs for Melbourne City, with them playing the Western Bears tomorrow in the Cup, is could be a banana skin and a dent in their finals hopes. I know the coaching staff finals is not necessarily the goal. The goal is A-League progression and getting their players scholarships and into the A-League setup. But it's always nice to play in finals, especially being the first ones to potentially survive as well. It's the first academy team to potentially survive in the top level. That one's nicked to the ankles, and they won't get a chance to capitalise on it. There's the so-called Adam Bavkar, early whistle.
judging by the hosts and how they are rather undermanned from their usual NPL lineup. Josh, I want to pick your brain as to what the message would be from Stuart McDonald today, considering he's without a fair few of his major troops.
Yeah, it'd be that double-edged sword, really, of making sure you're staying in the game, but certainly staying true to the City philosophy. But also, you've got to think that realistically, Avondale's potentially going to have a higher possession of the ball today. But City do play well here. They are very, very well adapted to this ground. It's a larger ground, and as we mentioned, a very sleek surface, nicely watered. Touray finds his counterpart down the wing. We're in behind here. Early doors, looking to cut it back. It goes down, and Mr. Bavkar points straight to the spot. Little nick of the ankles, and it's an early chance. And as we spoke about, the defensive frailties has shown straight away.
Very quick succession of this match play. Carpenter brought down inside the area, and George Ott has a chance within the opening 4 minutes of this match to make his mark on it. Number 9 comes into the side in a starting role this week, following the dismissal of Bruno Fornaroli in round 21. George Ott for a very, very early, quick Avondale start at Casey Fields. Has the penalty denied. The follow-up is scuffed. Brilliant save by the shot stopper. Well played, Lachlan Charles.
And City breathe a sigh of relief. They've been rescued and well defended as well with the follow-up to not allow Touray to get anything on a shot away. As they now have to keep their line tidy for this corner. It's whipped in, going deep, back post. Comes off potentially a City leg, but Adam sees it a different way. And the communication from City's bench will be breathe, calm down, relax. Got to ease themselves into the game a bit more than boxing themselves in. And they've been caught again. They get away with it. Now they can flood forward. They've got the numbers. They're young, they're quick. Can they counter-attack? It's a 4-on-4. Still numbers coming back. Running out of options, so he's going backwards. But good retention of the ball.
Well played, Rekia, to keep possession. It's recycled through Charles, who, if you're only just joining us on round 22 coverage of the Senol Men's NPL Victoria competition, last month of football we've entered. It was Charles who had denied George Ott from the spot to keep this match at a deadlock of 0-0. Gibson really cut off by a lunging Julian Rekia. So they have this time to this game on the right side of the midfield trio. In terms of the substitutes for both sides today, the home bench consists of 6 available options for the coaching staff. Sam Robson is the unsteady goalkeeper. Ali Trung, Ashton, Villiers, Harris, Rizmani, Fraser Brown and Christian Suvlis are the options available. As for Avondale, Michael Weir is the unsteady goalkeeper. Seta Marai, Patrick Wall, Elman Wellsmore, Max Green and Murphy Bennett. Sure, at some stage today, either of those 5 may have some involvement in the match. Wellsmore from Oakley, of course, would featured a fair amount this season for La Familia. The arrival of Adama Traore, perhaps matchmates might be hard to find as City find themselves inside the box, looking at the heels of the in-white visitors. On that occasion was Christian Polozudis, who deployed at fullback. You're seeing him a bit further up the park today. So Bavkar awards a throw-in to Avondale.
As you mentioned, the strength and depth of one bench, but it tells the story for the other bench being very much a dig deep into their academy team, as that one's cut out. Surrounded though, and it does well, and tries to get something out of it. And Avondale escape and can reset themselves. But they've had to dig deep, City, into their younger age groups. Good opportunity on the bigger stage. And they'll be asked to settle early.
In fact, the last time these two sides have met, it was in April, the later stages of the 4th month of the year at Adventure Park. George Ott had scored the first goal in that match in the 23rd minute. Bruno Fornaroli and Blake Carpenter found goals in their own right as it progressed. Aaron Cartwright clawed one back for City. He scored 2 runs, so rather competitive match when he had scored. The absent flanker for City of Cartwright. Carpenter with the aforementioned 3rd goal to see out the result as City on the attack again, serving inside the area, yet to touch the ball, the number 9. He's expected to be involved today. Varkas. 1-2 exchanged. Johannes. Tough touch. It's neat. From Rekia. Adam Bavkar. There's nothing doing on the hefty challenging servant who remains on the tarmac for the moment. Olazudis. Servant really slow to get back up to his feet, the tall man. You take Towns, recycling possession, receives it wide nicely from Mao. Towns thought about the diagonal switch. Shifts inside nicely the veteran Yete Towns. Giving the ball at close proximity, but has lost out. And away goes City. They want to attack with some real purpose. Running through. Julian Rekia. Dimitri Ramos is the man who is charging. And implications, early moments. Josh Byrne really enjoying the intent displayed from City on their limited attacking chances.
Yeah, they're playing with, and has clearly been told, play with no fear. You've got to attack. Happy to pass the ball around and keep possession, which is what the main thing they want to do. And get in behind and use that pace and ability that they have in behind. And it's just jumped the gun a little early there, but it's promising signs. Twist and turning. He's eased his way through, cuts it back. Nobody there for City though. And it's gone straight through. Needed just a touch from somebody. Anybody would have done. Carpenter holds him off. 2-8. Couldn't get it in. Tucks away, and that's going to be a nick of the ankles and a relieving pressure. But a blazing run there. Nobody went with him. He darted past the 4, cut it back, and just needed a toe, but no one was there. It shows the danger of getting in behind what they can do.
His 4 appearances, Dimitri Vlades has averaged a match rating of over 6.5. 18-year-old, he's been enforcing himself early into this contest. It's causing La Familia some defensive headaches. George Ott. It's taken to ground. Olazudis on the ball cleanly. Demuth. Held centrally by Sadma Coucher, back in the NPL Victoria scene, of course, formerly of the Altona Magic. An expedition internationally. Back on Victorian shores, applying his trade. Quite the playmaker, quite the dictator. Or conductor, if you will. Likes to control things from a holding or attacking midfielder role. It's Lundy. Ready to make further inroads. Has a throw taken quickly.
Good boy, there you go. Yes, Jules,
Gibson.
there it is.
Adala Traore. In his own right.
One way, Jules.
Into the A-League with Melbourne victory. Seen players of a veteran calibre entering the twilight of their careers, want to come and play their trade in the NPL competitions, not just in Victoria but across the country. When you think of Bruno Fornaroli, Dama Traore, players that have done it in Australia's top flight, it's a joy from an intra perspective, Josh, to have them in the NPL competitions.
Yeah, certainly it strengthens the competition. New South Wales is benefiting at the moment as well. The likes of Billy Tan and the MacArthur contingent that has moved on. It's good to see. And the young City players will relish playing against the likes of Traore as well. Challenge yourself against the best, and that's a good advantage played by Adam. He goes flying. Again, using Traore as a hit, and that one's still in play, still going to keep the pressure going. Cut it back, top of the box. And everybody stood there and watched, but no one didn't go anywhere, and a rifling shot sails way over the bar. But again, danger again in behind.
I almost expect more from City in that scenario. Avondale were in no hurry to clear the ball. To move, let fly. Not familiar, not exactly wanting to have that ball cleared. He's inviting City to fire a shot of purpose towards Jack Gibson. Johannes was certainly involved. His shot was looking to be right towards the keeper's near post. The block was important. Now, Trajevski inside the area for La Familia. George Ott demanding the cutback. Trajevski crosses towards the Blake Carpenter side of the goal frame. Ott holding things up with his strength. Losing possession, a big slide was the idea from Dom Avanis. Momentarily, the danger cleared from a City perspective. Flossman. For Kranis, for the movement. Flossman. Traore. Carpenter, the 1-2. Traore shifting incisively. Ott with a flip, going to reach Traore. The ball is moving at pace.
Avondale's got to be careful. They do get caught committing numbers forward.
Traore flicking. Carpenter crossing in. The flag has gone up to indicate offside. Avondale getting perhaps a touch overzealous. They want to move the ball with intent. They want to make something transpire, which is admirable. Cheyenne Charouche puts his flag up. Avondale will contest the offside, but the protest will fall on deaf ears.
They play short. City getting the ball rolling quickly, trying to catch them out. Ball forward again. Over hit. Avondale can reset. And the press comes. It's there. And Gibson has to go long. Tedeschi, lovely touchdown. Plays it out wide. Whipping the ball in. Top of the box again. Only black shirts there. Both holding each other. And Mavkar allows them to play. Ott tries to feed it through. Carpenter was ready and raring for the through ball. Didn't find him. Happy to play short. That's City philosophy of playing short, keeping the ball. Doesn't matter who's playing. It doesn't matter if it's seniors or age groups. They will play the same way. Happy to recycle. A little penetration. They're playing free incredibly high up against the four Avondale defenders. And now they're in behind. They're using the pace again. As he's pulled, he's tugged, and he credit where credit's due. He didn't go down. He stayed up. A lot of players would have gone down. He keeps his possession though. And there's a commentator's curse. It's given away. Carpenter.
Avondale looking to nullify what's been a topsy-turvy last 5 weeks of football. They haven't exactly been in the best form of Familia. In the last 5, 1 win, 1 draw, 3 losses. City, 2 wins, 2 losses and a draw. So a mixed bag of results. As the proceedings start to get a little bit conducive. It was a draw last week at home against St Albans. Still not, as I mentioned, 1-1 that finalised as experienced losses. We're on the receiving end of a very dramatic match against the Preston Lions, who's sitting third, but they have a chance today, Avondale, to reclaim that position if they are to find 3 points. Georgios. Trajevski can strike them. Twisting. Crossing instead. At the back post of his mouth, City want to keep possession rather than clear it long. That's their approach. Flotman takes charge. Traore. Carpenter. Crosses towards Trajevski. Cushion's header. Lachlan Charles with the anticipation, able to get his full body behind the ball. Diving and claiming the goalkeeper, who's already saved a penalty in this match, which so far leads as the match's pivotal moment. Inside 4 minutes, George not able to capitalise from the spot, and they're still scoreless at Casey Fields. City's philosophy will be shown in this passage of play. They'll keep possession short. Varnas. Valdecas jostling across to a lateral option. Baker, international for Indonesia, rolled it for Servant. Catcher will go back towards his goalkeeper, Gibson. In terms of recent results across the competition, it was a busy Friday night in the state of Victoria.
Yeah, it certainly was. And some surprising results as well, which has put some more emphasis on this game. As a break there, and he's in behind again, cuts it back, finds a City player, and Traore with a lunging save there.
Danny Baker, well done!
Yes, almost in behind. Goal beckoned, but the seniority of Traore saved Avondale's blushes there.
Johannes really causing some issues for La Familia. Again, City looking to test Avondale from this corner. Whipped in towards the back post. Varnas controls it. Demuth. Let it fly off the half volley. It was awkward the way the ball set up for him. City holding their own at the moment. Vardecas, the 1-2 with Rekia. Varnas will shift it wide. Pilovsky. Olazudas. Possession still City's. Touching on that earlier point of last night across the competition, Josh, it was one not without upsets. Then shake-ups to the top end of the table. Heidelberg and Caroline Springs to a 0-0 draw, so it was Green Gully and Danby City. St Albans toppling Hume. At Churchill Reserve 3-2 the final score. Whereas down in Oakley, the Cannons were toppled by South Melbourne. 2-1 eventual winners. And what is a contest certainly without no shortage of spice. Both clubs not fans of each other, that's for sure. And from a South Melbourne perspective, I'm sure their fans and administrators are rather content with getting some points on the road against the current league leaders of Oakley, who are looking at a position in the Australian Championship just to start in October for the second year running. Towns over the top. Now chasing. Well played, Pilovsky. Coucher wants to win the ball. Baker happy to clear. Of course, there is one more match to finalise out of round 22. Dandenong Thunder against the Altona Magic. What a clash that's going to be, Josh. Both sides in predicaments. Of course, Altona not inside of allegation. Three placed sides at the bottom of the table. They do sit just outside of that position. Points, there is a bit of a buffer, but it could be all decisive time if Altona are to get the 3 points away from home. It might just seal their fate in next year's competition.
Yeah, it's for me the standout result is the St Albans win over Hume, and that brings in the race for second, really. And Avondale here today will be racing to want to have that. Obviously, the home ground advantage in finals is never understated, and they have a chance to, and that's well left. Lovely dummy there, getting behind. As I was saying, the home ground advantage for finals has opened up. Oakley will be challenging to catch, but not impossible. But it allows other options for the chasing pack. City sitting just outside of the finals, but they do have the game in hand against Preston, which is in, I believe, in a couple of weeks, midweek. So that could be also dictated by how City's senior team do in the cup. As that one's tossed in, has a hit, and Charles does well. He looks disappointed in himself that he didn't manage to hold it, but I'd rather take a corner than a goal. So, better than nothing. Avondale setting themselves up. Do have the significant height advantage over a lot of the players for City. Young bodies haven't quite hit their peak. As that one goes short, top of the box. Rifles it! Charles again with a save. Must have taken a ricochet or he didn't see it, but he does enough. Twisting, turning, Touray does enough. So an errant pass forward and a hoof forward, and they can reset themselves. But again, another rifling shot and a turnover again. City flooding numbers forward. Man of the moment has a hit himself, and that one's comfortable. Action at both ends.
All starting with the effort from outside the box. From Brandon Lundy, the fullback, was in a central area, almost in a rebound position from what was a corner set piece. And taking the effort first time. Charles was perhaps diving a bit too firmly to his right, making left of his goal frame, the keeper. The effort going to the right. And I'm sure, as you mentioned, Josh, there may have been a deflection on the effort. The keeper had to readjust in mid-flight to claw the ball away. Nobody from an Avondale viewpoint to prod home what was a loose ball inside the 6-yard zone of the box. At the other end, Vlanez still trying to cause issue where he can. Essential his effort was for Jack Gibson. So action at both ends, half progressing. It's been a very full, ferocious opening 26 plus minutes played. Neutral perspective, quite the game for your Saturday afternoon. Towns, Carpenter, thought about the end product before the first pass. Towns trying to charge through, not past Demuth. Luca advancing, Demuth goes down and Trajewski the culprit for causing the foul. Wasn't really nonchalant about it, was he, Trajewski?
No, it's one of the easiest ones you have. No, nothing extra needed on that one. Just a free kick, get on with it.
Trajewski. What about trying to catch Lachlan Charles off his line from inside his own half? Terry Antonis-esque. Think back to when the former Melbourne City senior player against the Western Sydney Wanderers a couple of seasons back in the A-League, had accomplished that feat. Lobbing the goalkeeper, I believe, was Lawrence Thomas at that stage of the A-League men's campaign. From inside his own semicircle. Krzyzewski trying to do the opposite against Rado Vantanis' former employer, albeit at an NPL level. That's a very pedestrian header backwards from Avondale. And Dimitri Vlanes from Melbourne City is there to clean up and open the scoring at Casey Fields. A monumental error from the visitors, and it's the hosts who fire first. Pandemonium defensively.
And it's the man of the moment. He has been all over this game, and everything has come through him so far today for City, and gets a just result. He's cut a few back, been unlucky, but pounces on an errant pass and capitalises. Gibson couldn't rush out quick enough, and this young City team take the lead against the much favoured senior players.
When you forward press with pure intention of winning the ball, that's what's going to happen. And Brandon Lundy, how he'd want that back. It was a bobbling ball in Avondale's defensive third. And once Dimitri Vlanes had latched on, Jack Gibson well and truly out the equation. It's not the prettiest goal, but City won't mind that. We've only played just under half an hour of football at Casey Fields, and it's City's NPL outfit which have the lead.
Oh, it doesn't need to be pretty. It doesn't say that on the score sheet. It says the 1-0. That's all he'll take.
So no asterisks of saying it was pretty?
No. The press continues from City. Gibson just lofts it forward. Nobody. And City can try and bring it down. A bit of a tennis with the headers. Charles knocks that one long, and if the goal scorer went for it, it probably would have been offside, but good knowledge. Carpenter. Troy's overlap. Well defended and well recovered on the City. Yunus, who's had a good first half himself as well. He's had to do a lot of defensive duties. Young number 16. He's done well so far. Toure looking for some options. Finally gets one. Ott plays it back. Carpenter. Twisting, turning. Looking to get his foot free. Does. Only as far as the 6-yard box, and Charles scoops that one up easily. The count came, he put it down at his feet, and he's looking to play short. A bit of more of a press from Avondale from that set piece, and he skips past as there was a lunging tackle. It's the man of the hour at the moment. Cuts it back. They got the numbers back, Avondale, so City's going to reset. They'll come all the way back. And given away. Twisting, turning.
McCoucher trying to find further involvement in this game for Avondale. Krzyzewski out wide. Lundy. Overlapping was Ayuk Mao. Lundy ignoring that option. Sending it inside the box towards Ott. Flotman taking charge. George trying to find half a yard. McCoucher came across and couldn't provide a challenge. And City have options streaming forward. Vlanes will arrive. Gibson thought about coming out. Vlanes. Palazutis played the initial pass. Serve it inside the area. Johannes was the target. Mao will sit down his direct opponent. And how City are in a menacing mood at the moment. They were only moments away from finding a double inside the opening 32 minutes of football.
Avondale look tired and sluggish at the back, and very unsure on each other. Well, you've got plenty of A-League experience, and it hasn't worked so far today.
There was a pedestrian foul conceded by Ayuk Mao. 22 caps for the season, has found 7 goal contributions, but wasn't contributing to a positive effect there for a side already trailing by a goal to nil. City with a free kick. Varnas at the back post. He's City's tallest player. Baker around that area too. Casey Fields falls to silence. The cross with Loft towards the back posts. Servant was arriving, however the ball had gone out of play before reaching the number 9. And Gibson will take a goal kick quickly short. For Kranis, for Lundy. Avondale showcasing some idea of wanting to get back into this game quickly. That's a lovely drop of the shoulder from Rekia. Servant, incisive, the cutback. Intercepted by Flotman. Final touch coming off the City player. They're having chances, Josh.
Yeah, and it opened up for him and just slipped at that last moment, and that was promising yet again. But the drop of the shoulder there, the confidence from the young players is commendable here at the moment. Telling signs how you can hold it.
Carpenter, one-on-one with Vardakas. Drifts centrally, McCoucher. Lateral ball for Lundy, well played. Right side McCoucher. For Kranis. Lundy. Avondale finding territory inside their offensive half. Flossman, the centre-back partner of Fakranis. Lundy. McCoucher. City would love to press off the ball and they win it back. Ihanez. Polazudis. Ihanez. Servant. Too much on the pass. The short pass for Rekia. So we lose possession, but get it back immediately. Pilovsky. Flanez with Lundy. Mao. Sat down. And away goes City again. Rekia. Chipping ball over the top. Real chance it might have been for City. Perhaps losing the ball in the sunshine. Was the advancing Julian Rekia. Luka Demuth also involved in the play. It was Pilovsky who had the crossing chance. And as the sun had shone upon it, the ball that was lofted in the sky was lost upon the fullback who made a journey. But yet again, City exploiting what you mentioned, Josh, looks to be a very sluggish La Familia outfit at the moment.
Yeah, certainly they're putting them to the sword at the moment. Avondale committing numbers forward this time though. Carpenter in behind. Working him out. Charles comes out confidently, commanding his own box. Avondale sitting behind the ball now. City play short. Come forward. Little nick of the ankle. And they'll have... It's not going anywhere. So there's no need for a card particularly. City straight back into playing. And getting the ball moving quick. Long ball over the top. He comes and meets it, but only goes out and knocks it out for a throw. And City get the ball in quick. Just tries to do a little flick. So I've seen plenty of those. Maybe a bit more for the wily veteran. Getting City retention of the ball. Lovely flick in behind. Finish! Does so. That is City play. Ends up The build-up play, the touch, the finish. Put that one on any poster. That is how you play football and how you finish. City, 2 to the good. And your expression says it all.
Christian Polizoutis. Brilliant finish, but it was all the flick on from Tobias Servant. That's goal of the round. It's hard to refute that. It is champagne football from Melbourne City. And the youngsters are strutting their stuff against an Australian Championship Foundation club at Casey Fields. Remarkable goal. Brilliant from Servant. The finish, textbook from a youngster, mind you. And it's a long way back for Avondale. They trail by 2-0. Brilliant goal. How else to describe what was a brilliant goal there? That was fantastic. Joy to watch stuff.
That's price of admission right there, that one. Credit to the build-up play as well. And as you mentioned, Avondale has a mountain to climb now. So they try to do so. Gets whipped in. Trzeski, top of the box, but couldn't get it under control. And City can come away with it. And they've done it time and time again. Ball in behind. The expected ball out wide to one of the goal scorers, who's been phenomenal so far. In behind, cuts it back, and white shirts only, yet again. I'll just put that on repeat. City in behind.
Technicality showcased again by Tobias Servant. Over the top, his pass, opening up space for Dimitri Vlanes. The way it stands, Melbourne City are well and truly in the mix for a third and perhaps decisive goal. Avondale look like they're being played off the surface at the moment. Yes, it's a long trip from West Brunswick to Cranbourne, but at the moment, a lot of Avondale's cylinders aren't firing. They have the quality, they certainly have the experience to weather the youngsters' storm so far, but and considering, Josh, how many of this side's usual starters are currently with the men's senior side ahead of the Australian Cup match, which is to transpire later in the weekend. It's telling what they have Melbourne City at their disposal. Carpenter, the flag will go up, hence the run was stunted to indicate offside.
We'll get your opinion on what Jonathan's team talk will be.
Johnny Germano, you're referencing, well, I don't mind being in the driver's seat to answer one of these questions. I usually like asking them, but I'm sure the hairdryer will come out from Shonny. There's something along the lines of, well, that half has been done. We now need to go out there and certainly forget about what has happened and focus on what we can control. City have been almost faultless. They had conceded the penalty. We are quick to forget, and I will echo it when I can on the broadcast, but to think about how this match could have been going a completely different way from its early implications to where we are now. Sure, it's stunned those in white at ground level. Johannes through the traffic. Lundy may have been last man. He will get a ticket, a yellow one at least, and that's what's been issued by Adam Bavkar. Dimitri Vlanes has been causing Brandon Lundy a world of headaches throughout the opening 40. We're not far away from regulation time being wrapped up. Additional to follow. City pressing. They might find a third before we are to enter half-time.
Yeah, that will... It was half the comment that just came from the bench of Avondale was tighten up and don't you dare concede again. And it's the promising free kick turns into a massive defensive effort. Ott in behind, cuts it back, top of the box, and Charles can scramble and get there first. Now, he overrun it and a little slip, couldn't challenge for the ball. But it's the first perceived error from City. It almost opened up to, bar the first 4 minutes, City have been flawless. That was well defended. That comes in, and that one's going to... Now it's going to get him a yellow card for that one. Lunging late. And the young City man is down in a heap. I think he'll be rushing. Perozki, who's had some good forays forward as well from that fullback role. He's up, which is a good sign. And the number 65 shows how deep into their squad they've gone, but holding their own nonetheless. 2 to the good over, as you mentioned before, a Australian Championship team. No indication of what the added time will be. It'll probably be no more than a minute. As Turai couldn't do anything with that errant pass.
Think back to Avondale's 11-0 demolition of Jandy Thunder those weeks ago. And they boast the league's best spot goals for their difference, plus 26. Oakley, plus 25. And that might change. How goal difference might determine the final 6 for season 26. City looking to break into it as Ute Towns was trying to find George Ott inside the box. Been going a lot towards the number 9 under the Kiwi international. So far today, La Familia, who hasn't really had an end product about his game yet, but has been advancing into areas. There's only one additional minute will be provided by the 4th official. Can anything of substance occur? Traore. Carpenter to lunge to keep the ball. Flotman. Ute Towns. Patrick Flotman for Kranis. That half-time team talk going to be very tantalising. You'd almost wish that we had access to the locker rooms at half-time. And be inside the inner sanctum. Trajewski inside the area, receiving the ball from Mao. Judging by the way in which Avondale have gone about their business these last 10 minutes, having gone 2 goals down, they're throwing their bodies at the City players when out of possession.
And a few questions being asked because he's already been booked. Lundy. And goes lunging into that one. Gets probably what will be his last and only talking to ensure he stays on the pitch. That would be even worse if that was yellow card worthy. Mr. Bavkar chooses to try and keep it 11 v 11.
And you must remember, if you look at the live ladder, Melbourne City do move above Caroline Springs into 7th position. They do have a game in hand and are on the precipice of a potential finals berth for season 26. They have a 2-goal lead as the halftime whistle sounds at Casey Fields. Melbourne City's NPL side have come out the blocks firing upon their home surface and have put 2 goals beyond Avondale FC in the opening 45 minutes. We do cross the half-time. Melbourne City 2, Avondale 0. captivating first half of football where Melbourne City had struck twice. The opening goal scorer, the man who's been rather impressive offensively, Dimitri Vlanes, latched onto an errand backwards header from Brandon Lundy, which caught Jack Gibson in between a rock and a hard place. To open the scoring for City shortly after. It was a well-taken goal from Christian Politzudis. To fire in that of their second, a slick flick on from Tobias Servant. Perhaps opened up, which was goal of the round, a true candidate for that accolade for round 22. A lot of work to do, though, for La Familia. On the receiving end of kickoff. City kick off the second half. Adam Palombi and Josh Byrne, your callers. Josh. Well, we've been rather captivated by the way City have gone about it today, but focusing on the visitors, Avondale, they certainly have the quality and the time and the dangerous scoreline to chase. If they are to come back in this game, they have all three of those, let's say, talking points at their disposal and things they can do to rectify the current match and its situation. But it would have to start from the early knockings in this second half if they are to come back on the scoreboard.
Yes, and they've thrown caution to the wind already with two subs. And Brandon Lundy, who picked up a card and almost picked up a second, has been dragged off at half-time. And he's had a torrid time and been replaced by Wells Moore, who is got the tall task of containing one of the goal scorers and the headline act of today, as well as Max Green's come on as well, down that wing as well. For the other player who got a booking as well, and that one will be a free kick. So both booked players. Mal came off, number 17. So fresh, clean slate with cards as well. But that all changed down this camera side wing for Avondale, and they got carved open constantly down that wing. Maybe the change has helped and will help in this second half.
Composed was Lockie Charles, who searched out right towards his right back. Well, Nicholas Vardakas, Avondale trying to get possession back. Vardakas's header will work. Politzudis worked around Avondale's central area. Trajewski had four shots confront him and lost possession. City with Vlanes. In close proximity. It's very technical from Julian Recchia. Pilovsky would want the crossing chance back. This one kept in close proximity from a duo of City midfielders. Carpenter, lots of pace on the ball. Georgiot, not getting past Beckham Baker. Alvanis back towards Charles, who has set the tone of this match, the goalkeeper. Has not been tested since the penalty save, which was shot to the keeper's right by Georgiot in the first half. It's only been Avondale's real look at goal. Towns. Captain Flotman for Kranis. Can the centre-backs be more imposing offensively? Green out wide for Wellsmore. From the perspective of Avondale players on the right flank now. A duo of substitutions. Can they be the injection required for Shani Germano? Traore. Errand pass. That's an errand touch from Politzudis. Avondale will continue to have possession. Flotman. Confronted by Servan. The captain had to be sharp and wasn't. Servan with a stumble. The fast surface. Taking no prisoners. McCoucher. Very composed. Traore for Flotman had to be careful. Gibson put his foot right through it and cleared out of play. City, already in the second half, Josh, have come into the game the way they left it, pressing, being aggressive, and showcasing some confidence when they are in transition through flicks to link up.
Yeah, and the challenge has been set down from them, and that's well taken down. That's why he does enough. Yes, certainly the Avondale have to rise to the occasion now. Not quite season on the line and not quite finals on the line, but certainly will be a significant dent to their hopes if they can't get something out of it. Ott gets enough of it. They've got the numbers forward. Krzyzewski gets his ankles clipped, keeps going though. And Carpenter's going to be offside. It fizzles out to nothing. And City, touch and go straight away to turn around. Called out by the skipper, but offside to offside there. Clumsy, lazy play from both sides. A little afters there. We're happy to continue. The younger players. It's been played at full throttle, and some of the younger players for City, how well they cope with doing that for a full 90 is going to be a good question asked of them. Oh, some senior heads. That one's going to come down with a bit of snow on it. No one wanted to put their head to it. Full safely, and City again come forward, looking for the good pass through. Carpenter has been found. He's in behind, looking for Ott. Well cut out. Well defensively pressured there, and they get a chance to reset themselves.
Vardas blocking the low-driven Blake Carpenter cross. Traore, fourth Flotman. Avondale wanting to reside all their players inside their offensive half. I've seen this before from La Familia. Traore. Makausha was found. Wants to get play moving and does. Flossman. For Kranis. Krzyzewski. Can he find some more involvement in this match? Incisive pass for George Ott. The flag has gone up. Max Green had his eyes light up as the shooting chance was there. City holding their line, holding their nerve. As George Ott drifted offside. Recchia loses possession. Town. Swellsmore opening up. The fullback onto his left foot. Thought about the strike. Twisting onto his right is Wellsmore! Off the bench with impact. Helmut Wellsmore draws this match back to a closer proximity for Avondale. He was invited to shoot. He twisted and turned. And once he opened up on his right, the net rippled. 2-1. Avondale back in this contest on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and that's game on. Impact sub. That's exactly what the coaching staff would have wanted to see. And you can't allow someone like him to get that right foot free. And he sat off in City and allowed him to have a shot, and he rifled it home. Charles has done well in the first half, but he was never going to stop that one. Top of the box. We do have a player down after that. And the coaching staff for Avondale will be with a sly grin on their face going, yep, that was because of us. Lots of high fives with that went in from the coaching staff.
Trying to identify who's on the ground at the moment. Of course, we can't see the player's number. The view's being obstructed by the trainer who's dealing with the downed City player at the moment. Trying to go through the process of elimination. Dare I say that might be Christian Polizudis. He remains down. Can't see a number 8 visible at the moment, so I will elect that to be Polizudis. The recent goal scorer have confirmation it is Polizudis, who was down. City might look to make a quick change, and that's exactly what's been issued by Stuart McDonald from the bench. Polizoutis has his day end in an abrupt fashion. And on in his place, confirmation on the substitution, Harley Trung, number 66, will enter. So City perhaps rattled by the recent events in this match. Wellsmore off the bench, there to score for Avondale. Kick-off gets this match recommenced. Trung on in place of Polizoutis. He'll take up a central midfielder on. Avondale have possession back immediately. Trajevski progressing forward. Green opening up wide. Trajevski utilises Green. The cross comes in towards Ott, who holds it up. His deft flick on header was trying to unlock Trajevski at close proximity. Charles off his line to mop up any potential threat for now.
Sean coming on. I did see him warm up, and he is lightning quick. He is unfortunately 4'0". Towns opens up, gets a ricochet. He should be given as a corner. Long, he was warming up, and he was lightning quick. So they'll look to use that like they did in the first half. City, Avondale continue some sustained pressure, which they didn't do in the first half. Trajevski whips it in under Charles' nose, ricochets, and no, that one's going to be ruled out for a push. I can only imagine on the goalkeeper. He didn't go for the ball though. Everyone's questioning which one was fouled. Nonetheless, it's ruled out. Ball was in the back of the net.
Avondale certainly weren't happy about the idea that their second goal wasn't to count. Johnny Cabella looking towards the commentary position to see if us commentators had a better view. And the hand gesture was that of there was an impingement, there was a push. A nod from the technical director of La Familia. That's to say, well, fair enough. But there's a real spring in the visitors' step at the moment. They seem to have finally lifted in this game. They've arrived at Casey Fields. 2-0, always a dangerous score in football. 2-1 at the moment. Avondale looking to even the ledger. And judged by the previous shot from Ute Towns, which issued a corner, they are being given licence to shoot and infiltrate.
Yeah, and a clear message from Avondale's coaching staff of they need to get up in their faces a bit more, put a bit more pressure on it and attack with pace. As Carpenter looks to try and gather it in, couldn't do so. They're not particularly playing with a defensive midfielder. He's certainly pushing ever forward, but they've got to make sure they don't get caught on that counter-attack, flooding numbers forward.
Trying to counter. Flotman comes across. Hefty collision with Demuth. Green imposing himself, trying to unnerve Pilovsky. Well crafted by Vlanes. Grekia couldn't keep his feet. Wellsmore drifting past a couple. Incisive ball for Trajevski. The flag stays down for Avondale. Big slide was necessary from Vardakas. Trajevski was inside the area. His shot blocked. He was charged down at the pivotal moment. And Avondale are building. They have another corner.
And this sustained pressure that they didn't manage to do in the first half. And they've done this, and it's resulted in one goal. Can they keep the pressure going? Or can City relieve the valve? Corners coming in. Height advantage is again for Avondale. Whipped in. Leave it to just Ding! Nodded home. Thank you very much. We're all square. The pressure valve went. Georgiot making up for what was an unfortunate penalty miss earlier in the first half. Nods that one home with relative ease in the end. And we're all square here at Casey Fields. 2 apiece.
It felt as if it was coming. City succumbing to pressure. It's made diamonds for La Familia. They were looking well and truly out of this contest at the conclusion of the first half. It was all City's half. But so far in the second, it's been all Avondale. The noise has been amped up at ground level. Well, the bench is getting animated. Things are getting rather intense as Melbourne City have yet another player remain on the tarmac. I believe this time it is Dimitri Vlanes, who was fouled. There's no denying that. Cards have been issued. Adam Bavkar was getting busy with issuing a caution only moments ago to leave a City player. But you mentioned the pressure valve, Josh, and how it was dialed up to 11. Avondale able to find an equaliser, and Georgia had compensated for what was an earlier penalty miss, as Adam Bavkar issues cards to all involved in that slight little, let's say, enjoyable neutral perspective encounter, but one with a bit of animosity down at ground level. Cards issued to calm things down for now.
I apologise for any untoward language that might have been caught, but both benches receiving a caution as well. Both assistant coaches having a few choice words with each other. And in that, Wellsmore is in the book as well for the tackle, for the late tackle. And rightly so. The young man has caused this wing headaches all day. It's caused both players to be booked and has got a tidy goal for himself. As Troy whips it into the box. That one isn't saved. It's going to be a corner. He's good into play there through the far side, but Troy hasn't had an opportunity to go forward in the first half, and he's done it in the second, and it's showing dividends.
Carpenter and Traore finding more chemistry. Cross from Trajewski's nice and high. Charles underneath it, sort all the way the goalkeeper, and will send this ball along. Vlanes will chase. Gibson will watch it with a very attentive eye. Ball was headed forward by Arvanis. So the aerial duels being won by both sides respectively. As the ball has been lofted, Traore has been linking up nicely in this second half with McCoucher and Carpenter. McCoucher breaking the lines. Trajewski had a chance to score moments ago. Was charged down by Vardakas inside the box. Wellsmore and Green have proved dividends off the bench. They combine again. Green lofting ball. Inside is Georgia. Wellsmore rolling it. Trajewski, it was a bit too short for him. And Vlanes will lead the counter-attack. Held back by David Traore. And that has to be a yellow card, which will be issued by Adam Bavkar. There's a real feeling at the moment in this game. Both sides know that finals is what they want to play for and play within. Avondale want to get rid of this recent funk in form. City want to try to solidify themselves inside the top six at the expense of either Avondale, Heidelberg, or South Melbourne. Preston can be thrown in that mix as well. It's all getting very tight. And Melbourne City realise that they might have a chance to ruffle some feathers, and not just in this match, but in the season's complexion. As things at ground level have not seemed to get any easier. And Adam Bavkar has been firmly involved in trying to keep the peace between both these sides.
Yeah, Troy rightly booked for a pullback, and then Jamal fells actually two Avondale players in that tackle, so he's into the book as well. One of the first City players to be in the book. But as the tension level rises, conversation level rises from both benches, the feeling is there. And who's going to take it by the scruff of the neck now? Avondale have in this first knockings of this second half. Georgia in behind as the flag goes up. Hopcar hasn't realised yet. He'll find the back of the net, but it will be dragged back for the offside. Certainly, naked eye looked off. Not happy comments again from the Avondale bench.
The Avondale coaching staff still relying on perhaps the commentator's perspective on this match. We're meant to be neutral. We can't really have any biases towards anybody. And I think they're looking at us, Josh, to try and see if we had a better vantage point to indicate if that was offside or not. But those at ground level, the officials, have the eagle eyes, not us commentators. Have to get that message across to perhaps everybody as Vlanes. Red at best, and away goes City. Flag will go up again. And you have to give credit to those in yellow right now. They've had a very busy 8 to 10 minutes in this match. Casey Fields has been no stranger to matches of, let's say, spice throughout this season. Think back to Preston a few rounds ago at the start of the season. As Max Green and Beckham Baker off the ball, help each other up. It's all in the spirit of the game. So we have 2 balls on the pitch. And finally some brief respite. It's been a very frantic 16 plus minutes played in this second half. We're at the 21st minute mark of it, 66 minutes played. Avondale have equalised. They were trailing by 2 goals at one stage in this match. City looked at odds to perhaps find a third at one moment within the competition. Johnny Germano still rather infuriated by some of the offside decisions. They've got to keep it together. The Avondale coaching staff at the moment, they know what today means to them. They know that 3 points would certainly eradicate what's been a real slow 5 weeks of football. Wellsmore. Heavy first touch. Possession back with City for now. Towns scrapping for the ball and winning it. And will release George Art, who will get there ahead of the keeper. Charles puts his foot out and will clear quickly. The number 9 with a gilded opportunity to find a goal, which would have put Avondale in front. Charged down at the pivotal moment. Carpenter. Ushered out of play by Vardakas. You can sense Avondale's chances coming.
And breathe. It's end to end, and it's relentless pressure from Avondale, and it's what they didn't do in the first half. As that one's in behind. Carpenter. No flag this time. Knocked it in. Charles first to it. Trzeski. Twisting, turning, couldn't get a foot away. And we'll have a handball there. And it's frantic football. And the comments from the City bench is to try and calm it down a bit, to ensure they can breathe and give themselves a chance. Avondale do play frantic football reasonably well, but they can get caught with a ball in behind. Avondale, ball retention. Towns couldn't keep it in. You get a chance to go forward. Good strength. No flag. Arms go up. Has a hit. And Gibson straight into the midriff. Big number 9. He's done well to get in behind and pull the trigger. Couldn't turn it into anything. Avondale to settle on the ball. Can't do so. Towns can come away with it. Oh, lunging. Beats 2. Looks to try and feed in. Jot behind. Wasn't quite there. He had the option wide. He ignored it. Yunus gets inside. The substitute. 66 can come away with it. Finds goal scorer number 24, Vasis. Does well to keep it. Can do. And it comes back. And they're happy to keep it, City. As sub is looking to be ready below us. No movement forward, and it's a speculative ball forward, asking for something. Wasn't quite there.
Perhaps a duo of substitutions being prepped and ready. Stuart McDonald with his final instructions to both that of Ashton Villiers and Fraser Brown. Can they beat the live wires? As Max Green goes for a slide, couldn't keep possession alive. I feel as if this match will have more goals in it in the last 20 minutes of regulation time. Servants flick on header, nobody home. Flottman lofting it long, sits up in the sky. So does Green. Headed the ball to himself and back to Fakranis. Flottman. Traore. Carpenter drifting in behind. Receives the ball over the top. Carpenter in a tussle with Vardakats. Carpenter towards the byline. The cross towards the back post. The keeper had to palm it away. And Trajewski scuffed his lines in the end. It took a deflection off a body. That was a City shirt. Corner Avondale. Lachlan Charles, his height perhaps letting him down there. The keeper was frantic to get a hand onto the ball. And City will make a duo substitution at last. It's quite the afternoon for the duo of Nahom Johannes and Luka Demuth, who come off. It's an attacking duo that has come on. Villiers and Brown make their way on for the first time. Carpenter's cross to the back posts. For Kranis, his header, central, Makasha lofted, not cleared yet. It's a game of headers at the moment, both sides hitting the ball to each other. Wellsmore puts it on the tarmac. And you say Towns will recycle a move. Towns going long, Makasha not onto it. Flottman off with the flick on header, not unlocking Trajewski. Servant trying to impose himself. Towns, the ball not sitting down. Headed laterally by Polovsky. Green, swapping flanks. Traore opens up some space. Traore driving. In the end, not able to find anything tangible. If it was a combination of a shot and cross. As Avondale will look to the bench in their own right. Patrick Wall to come on. Blake Carpenter to have his day conclude. Wasn't poor in the smash, Blake Carpenter, but by his own standards, never really got going.
Yeah, he was well contained, but Patrick Wall comes on, an ex-Victory Youth Academy player as well. So he's played plenty against City teams. And Traore looks to need some treatment. He was the one who had that shot that blazed over the bar and has potentially come off worse for wear.
Hydration break.
Oh, get rid of that rubbish.
Well, that's what all players are doing right now. Traore's getting some treatment. Thankfully, well, not yet, of course, across the NPL. There's no hydration breaks, but City and Avondale players will have a quick pause, quick time out, if you will. Leaves scope for us to discuss what could potentially happen in the rest of this match. It could really go either way, Josh.
Yeah, fresh legs. How is that going to change the dynamic of the game as well? Traore has to, of course, hop off for a moment. We don't have the usual minute that was played in the World Cup. That's not a rule just yet. Germano encourages his team to step higher and forward. City do play short and will do so. He wants them to press. Change in mentality. That one sails all the way through. Torres straight back on though. Here's the young Patrick Wall. It's knocked out wide. He's been pulled and pushed. Gets it. He was the initial fouler. Yes, there was a foul from the young centre-back. But initially was the fouler.
Great ball.
Lovely ball and lovely touchdown as well. Appreciated by everybody. The City can drive forwards. They've got the numbers. It's a rare foray forward for them. Opened up for them. Top of the box. Skipper gets enough of a touch, but saved everyone by the offside flag.
All starting from the goalkeeper, Charles, who picked out Trong, perhaps the shortest player on the playing surface, had lofted the ball to him on a platter. Direct, as you like as well, right down middle of the park. And once City were able to move the ball in a lateral area, the cutback for Servan was accurate. Flotman had to be in the top of his game. I'm sure the captain was happy to see the flag go up to indicate offside. City, as they have showcased in the first half, when they are to attack, it's always with purpose, it's always with endeavour. And how they nearly were able to infiltrate Gibson again, who has a goal kick. Nice flick on header. He's been doing a lot of that today, the number 9, trying to hold things up, almost a false 9 striker, if you will. Trong would want that back. Wellsmore skips around him. And away come Avondale. Trajewski advancing ahead of Wellsmore, who went laterally with the pass for Wall. And the NPL champion would want that back. Frazier with the touch. Vlanes on the opposite flank now. Makasha. Incisive. Trajewski, the flag has gone up. Avondale very keen to run incisively, but they've been caught offside time and time again.
Just became a little cagey with the fresh legs. And Avondale looking to try and get back that control that was well played on the ground. And Chung will get caught. The ball was nowhere near where it should be, so that will get dragged back. The well defended off the ground. As I was saying, the Avondale had sustained pressure, created 2 goals. Fresh legs from both teams. Now they need to get back into that. City had the entire first half of all them. Strzelecki stands over this one. Looking for a jot as the back post. Flick that direction. Lost in the sun by most players. And other than a black shirt, scooping it clear. Troy doesn't seem to have an effect of any ill effects of what seemed to be an issue. City looking to get in behind, and they do so. No flag. Cut back. Troy there again. Knowledge of play. And he scoops up and saves them yet again. The age and experience is on show right there. City blocked themselves in the corner. Got the opportunity to put the ball in to the box. They do. Twisting, turning. Has a hit. Ricochet. And Gibson tips it over the bar. And that one with a little ricochet could have gone anywhere. Gibson equal to it. And a bit of confusion on which side the official Adam Bavkar wanted it. He wants it clubroom side. So they'll try again.
Trung to take the corner. City could take the lead again from this set-piece opportunity. Gibson forced into an impressive save. An acrobatic one from the goalkeeper. Trung's ball in, has pace. Not cleared until Walsmore put his foot onto it. Trajewski trying to measure the bounce. Frazier over the top. Trung could be in here. Lovely first touch. Traore with a sliding challenge from behind. The City bench cannot believe what they're seeing. Trung remains down. And how a lot of Avondale hearts had stopped momentarily. Trajewski entering the attacking third for Avondale. Never got genuine connection upon the pass. City will attack once more. Vlanes. Not around Traore. Towns. The substitute has the legs. Patrick Wall will get there. Crosses in towards Georgiot, who controls the ball for Trajewski. Avondale, for the first time in this match, take the lead. It's the returning Tristan Trajewski, there to crush the hearts of City. They were trailing by 2 goals. The visitors have turned the match on its head and have found a goal to put them in front.
From a waved-away penalty at one end, a swift attack, finished off by Trajewski at the other end.
Trajewski with the number 5 shirt for Matthew Reid, who has, of course, been on the receiving end of a knee injury, I believe. Might have been an ACL he'd done, so nice bit of homage paid by Trajewski. To unpack that goal, Josh, well, Georgiot was inside the area. The ball had basically gotten stuck on his head. And once he was able to control it and somewhat flick it on towards Trajewski, he knew exactly what to do at close headquarters to finish.
Yeah, nobody tracking Trajewski's run, and he went unnoticed and continued his run. Georgiot just had to lay it back to him. And Charles, a little unsighted, couldn't do much, barely moved until it was in the back of the net. Didn't see it. And that is the turnaround that they would have been after. That one's hoofed away, simultaneous. And City have now got to do what they haven't done, and that is chase the game. Lovely touch inside. Great into play. Powering into the box, cuts it back, gets it a second opportunity, and rifles it into the side netting. And the danger signs are still there. Ski. He did it in the first half. Just goes on his merry way from fullback and keeps on chugging along. Almost turned nothing into something. He's done it very well for 80 plus minutes. And up against 2 fresh legs as well.
Still running at pace, Berlovsky. A cutback did not have much pace on it. The second effort, side netting. So no tangible end products. But City can't drop their heads. They've certainly played well today. Avondale have flexed their experienced muscles. Enter inside the box again. Trajewski was lurking with ominous threat. As they issue another corner late in the ledger. 2-0 down at half-time. 3-2 at the 84th minute. It's very impressive from Shawnee Germano's side. Last 5 weeks have not been too kind to them. And without their talisman of Bruno Fornaroli, they've still managed to find the back of the net without the current league top goal scorer, Ott. So A lot of advantage today considering his height advantage. He has been hitting the ball a fair bit. Nothing doing from that corner. Baker. City like to flick with incision. A loose possession this time of asking Trajewski. It opens up. Chance for Green to seal the deal. His effort goes wide. Charles made himself big, the goalkeeper. Flag had stayed down. And that surely would have been the contest all wrapped up. City spare their blemishes for now. And they will look towards the bench yet again in this match. Question mark surrounds whether a substitution will occur now or after. Harris for his money. Awaits his involvement. City looking to reshuffle things. As Dimitri Vlanes will come off. Wanted to run the full length of the pitch and run across it. It's been told by the assistant referee to make a trip around it. It's not sure where to go, Vlanes, but he had a decent game. Well, hang on.
Bit of confusion when the coaching staff changed their minds last second. Number 40's gone off.
Right, so Vlanes hasn't come off. And
Nope.
in fact, it's fullback Nicholas Vardakas who was the substitution in mind instead for Stuart McDonald. So Vlanes will remain on. Compelling. Imagine he's to have involvement on the scoreboard if City are to score late in this match. He was meant to come off. Here he is now in possession, Vlanes. City chasing an equaliser. Ball bouncing, Vlanes. Charged down by Traore. Corner Melbourne City. 4 minutes. Just under that remains of regulation time. Can they find an equaliser from the corner?
Longs to whip it in again. In for the numbers. Penalty box. And Rising's white shirts again. Scoop top of the box. Has a flash at it. Couldn't really turn it into anything. And we're going to get a sub anyway. As the usual number sits down. He's coming off. Bonnet's coming on. As he does the customary sit down, I'm injured. It's a relative like for like change. Defender for defender.
The catcher slowing the game down, but it's only adding additional time to the match, which City could potentially find an equaliser within. Former Altona Magic player of Sam Makasha really enjoying time, or his recent time rather, with La Familia at Avondale. Had a decent match today. As Ireland's place comes out of Murphy Bennett. He will be the holding midfielder to see out this match as the sun sets here in Cranbourne. Still there for the taking for City. They can salvage a point. Trung and Green come together. Nothing doing. Baker, short throw. Trung. Bennett with his first touch. Trajewski sends the ball away. It infuriates the City bench. They've certainly had a tinge of animosity in this game. Competitive nature personified. If you may view it at home as your own interpretation, but his next few minutes could prove all compelling. Avondale to stunt. It's been a poor run of form. City to salvage a point in a match where they've been certainly competitive within. And at one stage had all three appearing to be remaining here at Casey Fields. Trung not able to charge through. Baker. Patrick Wall pressing hard. Charles. Last minute of regulation time. The attention will turn to the fourth official. Trung. Composed in possession, West City. With Rekia. Vlanes. Overlapping with Servant. Trajevski and Vlanes still going, the goal scorer. Open today's account. Trung. Baker. Trung. Wellsmore came across and was fouled by the substitute, which gives Avondale the ball back late in the match. We look towards the fourth official for additional time.
As they won't rush to take this. As the usual questions come, how is it that many, or why is it not enough? Comes from the coaching staff, and 6 minutes.
Strap yourselves in.
We did have a hydration break, so it does fit. That one's not long. Avondale won't rush to take many opportunities if they get a chance to stop play. Space out wide. Troy chooses not to come. Trajevski does well to close down. And they're going to have to chase all the way, City. Force him to pick it up. And he can be looked after with the five count from the official. Gibson tells to go long, and he will do. Slices it a little bit. And out to the wing, Chong. He's certainly not going to win that battle with the head. Wall touches it down. Trajevski. Aaron touch from the veteran. He does well to recover. And recover he does. He'll get a throw in. And again, they won't rush to take this. I'm trying to eke out every second possible of what would be down as quite a grand escape that they got. The coaching staff will be certainly taking credit for whatever was said at half-time. 2 substitutions, turned it around. That was a massive push. I'm happy to keep playing though. Car waves it away. And it's a foot race on. He gets there. Finds back post. Trajevski does brilliantly with the diving header. Matched only with a palm away from the young goalkeeper. Could have wrapped it up there.
Lachlan Charles again called upon from City's perspective. Avondale in no rush. They want to bleed the clock. We've witnessed a classic of Casey today. Avondale coming back from what was a 2-goal deficit to lead by 3 goals to 2. They have possession back on the edge of the area. Wall keeping it, going to the corner. Trying to barge along the byline is Wall. This would seal the deal as Ott rolls it for Trajevski. Charles claims. Comfortable height for the keeper. And he'll send it long. Flopman comes across. Traore appears to have picked up a bit of a strain to the calf that has been bothersome for him in this second half. It's moving, not at his fluid best, the veteran. Baker has a glimpse. Charles playing as a 6 almost. Can City rattle the cage once more? Harvanis. Servant in a wide area. Crosses in. Nice shape on the ball too. Not cleared. Trung gets it off Wellsmore. Trajevski had to clean up the danger. And a lot towards the line. You take Towns with a big hefty collision by Fraser. As Avondale will try bleed the clock again by making a substitution. Trajevski, as it stands, is the match winner. His effort at the 83rd minute. The difference maker. Cushioned header from George Ott. Off the volley was Trajevski, who paid homage to his teammate of Matthew Reid, who's succumbed to injury this season, by holding up the number 5 jersey upon the celebration as his day conclude. Marai on in his place will press Charles. Lofting it long. Trung He's done a lot since coming off the bench. Recchia trying to get a cross in. Wellsmore trying to keep the ball alive. Was Recchia. Green can clear. Recchia can't believe he doesn't have a foul. Charles will try again for City. Receives possession from Fraser. Goes right down the middle. Arvanis. Bennett cleaning things up for now. Time a real factor. City won't have too many more chances. Avondale on the precipice of 3 points. 60 seconds remain. Fraser, first time ball. Goes wide. Traore, it was a high foot. As Vlanes will be the culprit. And that might be Avondale home and hosed.
It's the pressure gauge release that Avondale was looking for. 2-8, slow to get up. No real effects of that one. They'll look for the corner. Potentially a Patrick Wall or Jot to nod it on. Pop it down in that corner.
A nervous look towards Adam Bavkar, whose whistle hasn't gone into his mouth just yet. City's ball. Avondale wanted the foul. On Patrick Wall, they never got it. Charles, this will be the last attack for City. Big, long, searching ball forward. Pilovsky had the first touch. Bennett had to win the ball for Avondale and nearly had. George Ott now can stroll forward. Mirai on for the pass laterally. Ott stepping inside, losing possession. Fraser. Arvanis. The classic at Casey concludes. Avondale prevail. They were trailing by 2 goals at half-time. They then scored 3 unreturned for La Familia to be back and try to solidify their spot inside the top 6. Lots of love for Matthew Reid, as shown by Blake Carpenter and company. As this match draws to its conclusion, Melbourne City, very unfortunate, but outmatched by the experience of Avondale, who prevailed with the 3 points in what was truly a captivating contest. Josh Byrne.
Yeah, we can finally breathe. Fast and frantic second half and fast and frantic last few moments of the game. But with City, a number of their main players out, they can hold their heads high. They threw everything at a star-studded Avondale team. May not have come away with the 3 points, but the future is certainly bright with some of these talented young players. And anybody watching, any coaches watching, you'd be a fool to not want to sign some of these young talented players.
City had to really go into the depths of their under-21s squad today. Many of their usual custodians out, of course, of the Australia Cup match later in the week for their senior squad as they travel up north in the round of 32. But a very valiant effort from today's hosts. They had scored twice inside the opening half. The second goal, I'd say, from my perspective, goal of the round for round 22. It was a brilliant take. Serve him with the flick, Polizoutis with the finish. But Avondale showed real resolve in that second half through a recent stretch of form which has been truly troublesome for La Familia, whose season was starting to stall at the back end of it. But they travel back to West Brunswick with the 3 points. You look at the stats for one last time, and it was such an even contest, wasn't it?
Yep.
Shots and targets and the corners, the offsides perhaps Avondale in the midweek would have to try rectify it as they have a group message and meeting in the middle. But that will be Josh Byrne and Byrne, I should say, and Adam Palombi all wrapped up. A classic at Casey concludes. Full time from Cranbourne West. It's Melbourne City 2, Avondale 3. Be sure to tune in to Dandy Thunder and Altona Magic. That's on shortly on the Senol NPL Victoria YouTube channel. I've been Adam Palombi. Thank you for joining us today. Be sure to tune in to the next month of football. It's going to be close, it's going to be captivating, and all the action live and free on the Senol NPL Victoria YouTube channel. Thank you, and enjoy your weekend.